So you say you want some progress, huh? Some updates. I don't have a lot to update you on. I'm not gonna lie. We're at kind of a standstill right now, waiting for Sonos Los engine mounts and trans mount from Todd at Fueled, which is cool. We got plenty of time to do other stuff. I've been getting in here and cleaning up the bay, scrubbing the firewall down, removed a bunch of kind of like that fiberglass aluminized heat material that I put on there in like 2010 when they first pulled my engine to do the build. So it's been kind of nice. 7 months in the body shop means that there's pretty much just fiberglass dust everywhere. So now that this car is completely stripped apart, honestly, I mean, even stuff like that, no big deal, right? But nah, F that. We'll clean it all. It'll all be spotless. So some of the things that I'm thinking of doing, with the LT4 supercharger, it runs liquid to air. So basically, it's got an intercooler, but it's a radiator. It's got fluid running through it. So having this nice, lovely hole under here with no splash liners for years and years and years equals, even in Arizona, there's some rust I have to deal with. So Brian gets to dig in here with a wire wheel and a drill and flake off as much of that as I can, throw some self-etching primer in there. Pretty much removed all of the body mounted zip tie points. All this stuff just moves up and away. We're kind of stuck here because this harness would normally go right out here to headlights and core support and horn, ABS, all that, but it was wire tucked previously. And actually goes through here into a grommeted hole. We drilled out some of the supports that were in there and ran it through here. The problem that I'm finding out now is this was not a D-pinned connector wire tuck. This was a cut and solder job. Of course, I get what I pay for. Well, I dropped that and something went flying. Anyways, so they don't make that harness anymore. It's VIN specific, so we're just gonna have to leave it for now. And we're gonna have to recreate and make our own. So nothing simple, fellas. As far as suspension, let's throw a light on here. So the FDF lowers are in. New lower ball joints, nice and cleaned up. Steering knuckle, new Timken hubs. So no more 115,000 mile bearings. The rears had already been replaced at like 70, but these ones kept on trucking. ARP extended studs. But let me tell you, with the amount of adjustability from this compression arm, because normally the compression arm would come out and bolt there, that's gone. So now it actually attaches here where the sway bar would be, and you can see it going back up to the chassis pins. But usually a caster adjustment would be front, back or front on this upper, which I can still do, but now I can do it at the bottom too. So when you move that heim joint, this entire thing can move in and out. So I have the ability to literally do this with it. So whoever aligns this car, it's gonna suck. But tons of adjustability in all heim joints, so that'll be cool. The steering rack was fairly new. We replaced that with the rebuild. I don't really have those bolted on because I got some GK Tech S14 extended tie rod inners, and then the Voodoo bump steer adjusting outers. So really you can see right now, I mean, with the same steering, length and the longer bottom arms at minimum adjustment, I'm now like this. So before we can just add those arms back on, because you have to cut them to length and get them like that, I need this outer, or this upper, to be remade so it's wider as well. So right now we're pretty much waiting on Voodoo to make me a custom milled extended wider version of this upper, and then these ones will be for sale. They're barely even used. I mean, they're clean as shit. So that's the air cut, by the way, in the Swift Springs. Not my greatest video, but